In this documentary, my main aim is to find out more about the Erasmus Society. I want to know why students decided to choose Manchester over other cities in the UK. I will be finding out various information about the students who have taken part in the programme. These will include the education systems and with regards to accommodation. In 2012, the Erasmus programme celebrated its 25th anniversary. Over 2.5 million students have taken part in the programme. It gives students a chance to gain social skills and learn about the various cultures. Media Manchester is part of Manchester's culture, economy for many generations and has been described as the only British city to rival London in terms of television broadcasting. Today, Manchester is the second largest city of the creative and digital industries in Europe.
Okay, so here at the Department of Information and Communications we have an exchange with a number of universities in Europe. So we have Borås in Sweden, Cologne in Germany, Krakow in Poland, University of Graz in Austria, then we have Salamanca in Spain, university in France as well, and a couple of universities in Portugal. And I'm the Erasmus coordinator at this department, so it's usually first years that I try to tell about this, because they can go abroad in their second year, but they need to find out about this and apply in their first year. There's lots of talks that the International Office gives for students to find out about this. And there's usually a deadline in April where students would apply and then see whether they get accepted. But often a problem is that British students don't speak a foreign language, and obviously when you go to the university in Spain you need to speak Spanish. When you go to the university in Germany or in Austria you need to speak German to be able to attend the lectures, write your coursework. So I'm now looking which of these universities have started offering their courses in English, so an information management course in English, or a media and communication course taught in English, or a web development course taught in English. And a number of universities have started doing that, so I'm trying to promote those universities to students more, so that they don't just think about, oh, I can only apply to the US or to Australia, because when they go to Europe, it's part of this Erasmus program, where students get money from the European Union, get a grant that helps them with living and travel costs while they're there as well.
Hello, I'm from the north of Spain, from the oldest university in Spain.
From Germany, Cologne. The main reason was to learn better English, and I'm an Erasmus student, and there was the opportunity to choose Manchester for university, and this was the reason. I'm very happy with this choice.
Hello, I'm Sylvain, I'm coming from France, of the town of Tours. I'm studying communications. I'm in second year, and I'm here for the next month to study communications in England.
The main reason was to learn English, and Manchester was the only option that I have for learning this language. But also I wanted to live an experience like this, being a whole year part of my family and friends, and knowing people from different and from the same country than me, and can become in your own family, in my own family.
Because it was a partner with my university in France, and I had free choice: Newcastle, Edinburgh, and Manchester. I took Manchester because I think it's, for me, it's the biggest town and very lots of things to do there, and the university is very nice and people are nice, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
When I went to France on my Erasmus year, there was a whole range of different things compared to like life in Manchester. First of all, just like standard stuff like living, like finding accommodation, because the student accommodation they supplied was really like terrible, like no kitchens, no canteen or anything. So yeah, it was really weird. Like that was like literally just a room. And then you saw people like buying like fridges and stuff and buying hot plates, like cook stuff in their room, but they were tiny and just not nice at all. So then I had to go and find like a flat to rent with some people. That was pretty easy. They have like loads of like flat sharing websites, and I found some people to go and live with, and it was all quite easy. Apart from when you have to do like a financial guarantor for a contract, it was very difficult because a lot of them didn't want like foreign people to be like the guarantor, and like mine was my dad, so it was back in England and they didn't like that. So that was annoying, and like we found loads of places and then they were like, oh yeah, you can't do this, can't do that, and it was a bit of a trek, but in the end it was fine.
My degree was a sandwich degree, which meant that for a year I got to go abroad to do work placement in a country of my choice. For this country I chose to go to Holland, just because I wanted to see what the experience would be like. Going to uni in Holland was very different to what I thought it would be. For one thing, I lived in a house with lots of people. There was about 12 of us in the house, which is pretty normal for Holland houses.
Accommodation. I find my flat share on internet in Easy Roommate. It's a site a website to find an accommodation in England, and I live in Manchester village, student village. It's very close to the university and the city center. It's very fine. I have a supermarket and all what I need just near. And why I take this accommodation, I think it's very near all I need, and it's cheaper maybe than some house and flats in the city center. But that's true. It's more expensive and a flat share in Fallowfield or other suburbs. But I'm very happy to took this one.
The University of Manchester, Manchester Met University and Royal Northern College of Music are grouped around Oxford Road and the southern side of the city centre. More students try to gain entry to University of Manchester than any other university in the country, with more than 60,000 applicants for undergraduate courses alone. According to the 2012 High Flyers report, Manchester's most targeted university by the top 100 graduate employers. Manchester Metropolitan University Teaching Quality Inspections place the university within the top 20 in the UK according to Complete University Guide. Teaching standards have also been described as amongst the highest in the country by the Quality Assurance Agency.
Físico, decirme un adjetivo que describa el aspecto físico. Decirme uno. Ali.
Alto.
Alto, ¿vale? Yo soy alto, dice Ali. Alto es el adjetivo que describe el físico. Muy bien. Y por otra parte tenemos el carácter. ¿Vale? A ver, ahora para el aspecto físico usamos diferentes verbos. Creo que hemos visto más o menos todos. Primero, verbo ser. ¿Lo conocéis? ¿Conoces el verbo ser, Michael?
Sí.
Bien. Sí. Yo soy...
Oh, okay.
Yo soy alto.
Si eres...
Alto.
Did you want me to go too? No.
Tú eres alto. Él es alto, exacto. ¿Vale? Entonces, cuando describimos con un adjetivo cómo es la persona, utilizamos el verbo ser. Sin embargo, para describir cómo...
It was weird because it started at 8 a.m, which was really early. So and I had so many hours of lectures on top of each other. Sometimes it'd be start at 8 a.m and I wouldn't finish until 8 p.m. at night because they had lectures from 6 till 8. So long days. There'd be a break in between, but it's still ridiculously hard and long compared to here. And but it's different. I mean, in France, because the school that I went to, they have a thing called a prépa, which is where they have a special 2 years whilst they're doing their sort of A-level equivalent, but they have intensive training for going to university. This particular school, the politics school that I went to. So yeah, and they're all sort of more prepared for it.
One of the main problems I came across definitely was the language barrier. At the beginning I was very shy and didn't think a lot of people would be able to speak to me, but as soon as I got there I found out that everyone did actually speak English and everyone was really friendly.
Language barriers, I think it's very difficult to speak English like I can speak French, because when I'm with friends or when I'm looking for something, it's very difficult to say to have the good words and to say exactly what you want. But I think it's more difficult to speak than to understand for me, because I understand approximately all I heard in English in lessons, but it's more difficult to speak with someone. But I'm happy because I'm staying 6 months and I hope to speak English fluently in the 6 next.
Social side. Yeah, there was an Erasmus society there, and they organised different sort of trips and visits to places in the local area. We also went on nights out and did went for meals and stuff, just standard stuff. Yeah, it was pretty good, but that was only between Erasmus people, so it was the international community sort of thing. In terms of compared to social side of it, compared to Manchester, drank a lot of coffee compared to England and smoked a lot more cigarettes. What else? We go out, but it's different because like all the music compared to it's a little bit behind like the sort of standard it is in the UK. And what else? Like I don't know. You went out later, that's for sure. So instead of going out about 9 or 10, wouldn't go out until about 12 and then get home about 7, 8 in the morning. So it was like, yeah, a lot later than it is in England.
Regarding to the social life, I like to go out, to know people from Manchester or from different nationalities. My social life in Manchester is different of the social life I used to have in Spain, because here I don't have my family or friends, but I am surrounded by people in the same or different circumstances than me all the time.
Definitely enjoyed my time abroad in Holland, and I would recommend it to everyone. It was difficult to get into it, and it was quite difficult to try and adapt to their culture, but I am really happy that I was given the opportunity to do so,